Hello everybody, welcome to Classic Auto Garage. Got it right this time. What I'm going to do is a little short video today. I'm going to show you a little couple things on this Firebird that I just noticed. I just got home from work, and there are certain things that are on the car that you could possibly use over, and I'm going to go and do another video. I saw a couple pieces that I have, but the trim that's on the car actually is in pretty good shape. There's one piece that's dented up really bad, which I don't know. I'm a body man, and I've done things before, and it'll be a first attempt for me to try and straighten out trim pieces and actually have them presentable, and that'll be a different video. But I want to go over right now like a couple pieces that are on this car and show you a couple things that maybe can help you out. Like, instead of going and buying the aftermarket trim, which is like outrageous. I mean, just window trim. Like, there's the convertible has two sets of trim. They have an outer trim, and then they have the trim that goes all the way around the window. Yeah, I mean, I have to do the verses, because getting trim polished, stainless steel trim, getting it polished is like, they charge you a lot of money. Now, I bought a tool that works great for burnishing, and it's supposed to be a polisher as well. So I have different grades of grits of wheels on it. So the one that's damaged, I'm going to try and straighten that one, and then we'll see whether or not it works. I don't know. We'll go from that. Different grades of sandpaper to get, the imperfections down. But that'll be another video. Right now, I just want to go around and show you a couple things, and let's see. We'll start off with the windshield trim and the trim that's on the back of the car. So let's go do this. I'm going to turn it around. Now, if you look at this trim here, this is actually a chrome piece that goes for the inside of the car. But this here is all stainless steel. All stainless steel. Now, this one is really nice. I mean, yeah, it's old, but it's flat. There's no dents or dings or anything in it. Now, this one here is a little ding right in there. But the top molding going all the way across is still in really good shape. Now, I haven't popped the top yet. I'm not going to do that until after I get this car ready. But the bottom one is in the same condition. So if I can buff these out with those different grits of wheels that I have, that's going to save me some money. It's going to save me a lot of money, actually. I mean, it's going to be time, but if I can do that, this isn't the one that I'm talking about. This is, it's a little ding, but the other one on the other side is the outer one, and it's actually damaged down in here pretty bad. We'll go and show you that one. So if you look down here, you can see this has got a really, it's got a big dent in it. But this one, it's nice. So this all the way across the top, this side all the way across here is really nice. Really nice. Now, the aspect of it is the rear end. The rear end has a chrome trim that goes all the way around the back side of the car. That one actually is in very good shape. Let's take a look. This one here, there's no dents or dings in it. It's in really good shape. Well, there's actually right here, yep, a couple little tiny dings in it. But this side over here, nothing. when you're a body man, you feel every little imperfection. I actually feel one right here too. I don't know if we can see that. Maybe you can see it right here. I can just feel it with my finger. It's not that noticeable. But if I can straighten out the ones over there and get them to polish up and look really good, then hey, great. That saves me a lot of money. It's all the nickel and dime stuff that's going to kill you. Interior parts are going to kill you. I went and bought brand new door panels and everything for this car, and they're not that bad, really. I mean, I probably could have took them out, and I don't know, I probably could have just dyed them and they would have been fine. I'm not going to show you them now because I don't have my light, or I'll edit this video and I'll put that in there, but I'll show you this one side here. The door panel's not bad. It actually, right there in that area there, it has a little crack going to it. But can you fix it? I'll do a video on how to repair a door panel. I mean, you can make it look presentable. Is it going to be like a brand new door panel? Depends on how long you take to do what you're going to do. You can make them look decent. Labor and a little bit, but here's a clue on just the door panels alone, or almost like, I think they're almost like $550. There might be a little bit more. I bought them a long time. I bought them with a kit, but if you were to buy them individually, yeah, it's gonna, and that adds up. That's $500 that you could put into something else that you want to do on the car. Forget about like stuff like this trim, the quarter glass trim here. They sell this. Now you can buy this whole entire thing. Each side's like almost $400, so that's $800 that you have in quarter glass. Does it make the difference between a car that kind of looks good and a really, really good looking car? Yeah, but not everybody has that kind of money to spend. When I do a car, I buy the car and then I start looking at it overall. I buy my major components to put it back together. The interior being like the last thing that I worry about. But there are certain times when things are on sale, so you want to buy them when they're cheaper. But you also got to consider shipping too. Some places offer free shipping over a certain amount. Take advantage of that whenever you can, because shipping kills you on this, especially on parts. The biggest problem that I have is shipping on parts. Now, luckily, I have a guy that's right across the bridge in New Jersey. He's not that far from me, and I can get all the big panels and everything like that off of him. He's got them in stock. I can get them for the same amount of money as the other distributors, but I don't have to pay the shipping. Sometimes I can get them even cheaper. And here's the thing about aftermarket parts. My opinion is they're all made by the same people. They're made by one company over there just pumping these parts out, and then they go to other people and other distributors, and that's where every time that part leaves the manufacturer and goes to somebody else, the cost of that part goes up. Jonathan Forehand, he says, "Oh, I swear by AMD." And okay, yeah, they're good parts. I'm telling you what, well, he does have a good point when he brings up like certain parts, like the floor pans. I think there's only 2 manufacturers of these parts. I know I said, well, maybe 1, but there's got to be 2. But some pay attention to details more than others. The 400 hood that I got was supposed to be an OER hood. Okay, so when you say OER, you know who that is. They're manufacturers of aftermarket parts for restoration, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. This came in a box that is the same box that I get when I get aftermarket parts delivered at my shop. Then, on top of it, they put the OER sticker. Sometimes OER does have their own box that is manufactured for them, and they put the parts in there. OER is basically a redistributor of parts. I'm going to prove this to you right now. This OER hood was supposed to come from OER. So you figure, okay, OER is, that's who I'm getting it from. That's who manufactured this part. Not true. Right under here, you'll see this right here, and it says Tri Plus. Now that is just a manufacturer's sticker. All little details on it say, well, it's manufactured in Taiwan. Newsflash, all these parts that are reproduced are manufactured in Taiwan. They stamp them out, they load them on a container, and a company like OER might buy, let's say, 500 of these hoods at a time. They get them. But like I said, it already came in a box. So why are they going to manufacture a box? It's already boxed. They'll just throw a sticker on it that says OER. It's not OER. It came from them, but they're a distributor. Same thing goes with the fenders. You buy a Dynacorn fender, you think, now there are parts that Dynacorn does manufacture. And I'm not going to, you can build an entire car from Dynacorn parts. Same sense. Dynacorn is a distributor. Somebody's manufacturing those parts for them. And if there are two people that are manufacturing these parts, one is better than the other. One pays attention to details more than the other. One's just out there throwing out parts. And that's just my personal opinion. If you think I'm wrong, you're more than welcome to comment. Give me your feedback, and that's fine. I've been doing this so long that I know an aftermarket part. I know how they're manufactured. I know they're subpar. They always are. The thing about an aftermarket part is there's a lot of litigation involved in manufacturing this part. They cannot make this part 100% exactly the same as the part that came from the original manufacturer of that particular vehicle that you're doing. The reason they can't do that is because if they did do that, they would be infringing on the copyrights of these manufacturers. Now, it doesn't matter if it's, a 40-year-old car or a 50-year-old car, 20-year-old car. It could be a 5-year-old car. It could be a 2-year-old car, a 3-year-old car. The aftermarket business it's there for them to give you a lower quality of a product to save money for the insurance companies. That's what it boils down to. Agree or disagree with me, that's fine. This is what I do for a living. I'm in the automotive business. I'm in the restoration business, but I'm also in the collision business. But these manufacturers cannot, by law, they can't do it. Otherwise, they'd be getting sued left, right, and center. I can elaborate that on a different video. But for right now, let's just go back to what I was talking about there. The trim, I'm going to try and save this trim. If for some reason I mess it up, somebody out there has extra trim that they took off. They went and bought brand new trim, you know, from OER, AMD, whoever they bought it from, and they have their old stuff left over. If I can pick it up cheap enough, I'll buy it. Why not? They might have a right side that is perfect, but a left side that's damaged. Well, this is how it goes, you know. I mean, this is the game. You go and you find the parts that you need. So if somebody's selling, let's just say somebody had a convertible and they just bought all brand new trim for it, but they're left with these parts. Whether it be the person that owns the car or the person that rebuilt the car for them. If I can get that chrome off of them, I'll buy the entire thing. I might have doubles of everything. But I will look at it and I will try and take the best parts that I have from what I've got and utilize them for my build for what I want to do. Same thing that you can do. You don't have to do everything all at once. I bought the majority of my components for the car that I bought, and I have them shoved into a corner. There we go. Right here. All along here, up there. The majority of it is all in this area here. Now that's, well, you can see that the fenders are there, the deck lid's there, the hood's already on the car, but my rockers are there, outer rockers, inner rockers, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to utilize that because I haven't even got into this car yet. I kind of jumped the gun, but I had already ordered these parts and they were actually cheap enough as far as it goes for me to buy the parts the way that they were. I bought individual components. So I bought the outer rocker. I bought the inner rocker. Well, on a convertible, you also have a middle structure that goes in between that. And there's ways to get around that as well. And probably make it actually even stronger than what it was before. I've done it on Mustang convertibles where, let's say a whole rocker is $300, but I can buy the outer rocker for $40. I can buy the inner rocker for $40, so it's $80. And then I can get a piece of plate steel to run down that's a 1/4 inch thick. Yeah, you gotta take things apart, and it's a little bit more work, a little bit more aggravation, but when you're somebody at home doing it for yourself, what does it matter? Whatever time it takes you to do that is what time it takes you. Sometimes in hindsight, it's easier just to put a whole rocker in at one piece, but it depends on what your wallet is. And if your wallet's not that big to buy a $300 part, well, then you sure as hell aren't worried about, you know, a $300 vent window. But you will be once the job's done. And if you spent this time and if you got it going to where it's good and it's nice and everything's looking great, everything's tough with these cars. I just recently did a 72 Camaro that I begged my boss not to bring in. And it took me a month and a half just to get the car the way that it is. And it's not 100%. The guy's not looking for that. He's got a big block in it. It's a 455. He just wanted a nice looking car. I went to I pulled out all the stops on what I did on that car. And don't get me wrong, it looks good. It looks good. It's not what I would want, but it looks good. I mean, it is a nice looking car. The body lines on it are 95% there. I cannot get it to that other 5% because of issues with what somebody else did when they built this and they put it together. They put I got it, somebody already put the quarter panels on it. There are a lot of factors when you're putting a car together. Test fit everything, put everything together before you weld anything in place, because there's going to be minor adjustments that need to be made, and they could be critical adjustments, and that's what I ran into. I have a video now of it getting painted. Why? Because I can't do anything other with it. I didn't put the car together. I did not put the quarter panels on it. I worked around what I had. He bought a brand new deck lid for it. There are issues that you run into. I'm just letting you know right now. It's not always going to be simple. It's not always going to be easy. Aftermarket parts just do not fit. Very, very rarely do you get... You may luck out. I don't know what alignment of the planets that happens for that. I know every single one that I've ever done, they don't line up. Some are better than others. Sometimes the part is better than the others. The majority of the time, they don't line up. And you have to make adjustments and make them fit. Anyway, I guess that's enough for that. I just wanted to go around and do a couple things. In the next couple days, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to start taking this car apart. But it is going on to the new year, and we're supposed to go away this weekend. So I want to get this car actually more into the center. I want to end up having to move my motorcycle out of here, get everything out of the way so that I have a nice area to work with. Because once I get to the point where I'm getting ready to take this subframe out, I'm going to need at least, a good 5 or 6 foot to get everything out of the way. And I don't even know if I want it in this way. I might end up taking it and turning it around. But it's raining now, and I don't know. I don't have a cherry picker, but I have a tractor. And if this car, I didn't think about this. If it was backwards and backed in here, it would have been a lot easier. Well, tune into the next one and see what happens. If you like it, please subscribe. I got 23 subscribers. Hit the like button. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. If you think I talk too much, that's fine too. Say, Rich, you talk too much. Let's get back into it. I'm just doing this getting ready to do the disassembly on this car. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you.